Hello, I'm Tom.
And I'm Emily.
And we are broadcast journalism students from Nottingham, Trent University. And we have been lucky enough to work with the charity Framework.
What's Framework, you ask? Well, Framework is a charity across the East Midlands that delivers housing, health, employment and support and care services to people with a diverse range of needs.
Framework is especially important over the Christmas period to house, offer support and comfort those in need over the lonely Christmas period. They've even made a brilliant Christmas song like the one provided for this podcast.
Us and many other students from CBJ have researched Framework at Christmas time and the activities and support they put into place.
We were able to interview Diamond, a young person whose life has been changed due to Framework.
I have a 1-year-old. I've been in Sunrise from August. I think I was like 8 months pregnant, so it was good timing. I have support from my mum. Which I know that some girls don't. My sister was like just teenager, and I had to sleep on the sofa for most of the time, like that I was there. So it was like really hard being so big and pregnant, and then just sleeping on the sofa. But then I'm glad I got into Sunrise.
Oh, lovely. So what led you to using Sunrise or using the service?
You don't actually get to pick. You ring up a housing place, housing aid, and then they put you in whatever's available. But I think I'm glad I got Sunrise because my cousin was here. She used to be here, but she had to leave, and also it's not too far from my mum. And I've been told that it's some of the other services are very, they're not as modern.
How long have you been here at Sunrise?
Since last year, August, I think, when I was pregnant, and now I've got like a 1-year-old, so yeah.
Nice. And so how has Framework helped you?
A lot. Before the inflation, it wasn't too hard. I had support from my baby father, and newborns aren't exactly, at the time, newborns didn't feel like they was very hard to look after. They just need milk and nappies, they don't need food or anything like that, and clothes. So I didn't really need the donations. I didn't need it, so I didn't take any. And then when inflation came, I had to start using the donations to make meals. Because I grew up knowing how to cook, so I would make stuff out of little things. And Louise, she sorts out some clothes if I get some clothes, because we get clothes here, which is good, because when he was a baby I had too many, and then I'd just give them away to Sunrise. But now he's older, they grow really quickly. So with inflation, it's so hard. It's money's just always gone. I don't even know what. It's constantly, I think I'm even in emergency right now. Sunrise help as much as they can. Kind of get us out the flats and do group activities together as well. I think we went to the farm not too long ago. Things like that.
How did you get to know about Sunrise House?
It was from the housing aid. So my cousin already got in here and she showed me it all, and I was like, oh, that looks good. And then she was telling me all the rules and stuff, and I was like, but that's a small price to pay paid for basically a good flat with support. And I was like, oh yeah, I'd move in there. So I knew about it before because my cousin moved there. So I was hoping that I would get in there, and then I did, which was really good. And then they tell you at the start about the rules and stuff, they're not really, it's just simple, just people on the list are allowed in. So it's not like you can't have anyone, but around COVID you was allowed about one person. Just like a normal flat, to be honest.
Yeah.
But you get a lot of support if you need it.
Oh, lovely. So what do you find most useful about Sunrise?
Right now, the donations, because we get things throughout the year we'll get pasta, loads of tin stuff, so there's always a meal there. But around Christmas time, or I think Harvest Festival, we've got loads of stuff cereal, we've got loads of bagels, which was my son's lunch like every day.
Yeah, same.
It was his lunch every single day because it was just free. Like pastas and stuff. So if I was on a budget, which I would be about like £5 a week, so now I've got like £2 to last me till Friday. Then I'll get like little things that I can find. Co-op does like reductions, so with the frameworks donations, I could get like pasta or rice. There's a little rice there before. I made rice and got some tomatoes and rice, and then I made corned beef and rice, which is like dinner for about 2 days.
We get quite a lot of donations from different people, so the church will bring us like fresh fruit and veg.
Yeah, we get that. I get that a lot. That's very helpful.
Yeah. And we get a lot of like sanitary donations, like pads and tampons, things like that, if we need them. So like different people bring us different things. And before, like the donations would kind of be sat around, but now they're just going straight away, and we're having to actually now ask people, can we have more of this, can we have more of that, whereas we haven't really ever had to do that before. Stuff used to just sit around, didn't it?
I think you used to have to throw stuff away because it would just go off, like.
Or the tins, we would go and take them to a different service because the girls wouldn't really take them, but now we are using them all as well. Like,
if I've got like stuff lying around, like nappies that Javide's grown out of, or I had so many bags of newborn clothes, I was like, sometimes do you want them? I was like, I can't take all of them because there was this pack 20 bags, but I gave them like quite a few because I asked if anyone was having a baby. I think 2 people was having a baby. I think other people give away as well.
Mm-hmm. But do you feel connected to the supporters and the people that...
Some of the new staff, I know, but I don't know. But you get to know them. I mean, they see you right in the morning and at night and like throughout the day.
I guess you have to quite quickly get comfortable because we have to do welfare checks, so we have to like knock on, and if people don't answer, we have to go in the flat twice a day.
Yeah.
So it can, I guess, be quite intrusive in a way, but it's for safeguarding purposes.
Yeah, I've heard there's been quite a few like things where you've kind of catched something that needed help or something.
Oh no.
But yeah, it's kind of good, I guess, about welfare check because it is a bit hard being like a single parent on your own. Like,
I guess so you always know someone's going to be popping in twice a day. That might be the only person that you see that day.
Yeah, literally. Apart from Javide, it's the only person I talk to in the day. But mostly because I can't even afford the bus. You say I've been living off £2, that's not even enough for the bus, so I just keep to myself, to be honest, in my flat.
We try to like make links with the local community as well, and like do things like cheap things, like in the summer we went swimming a few times.
Oh yeah, that's how I met Florian.
Yeah, where we managed to get like the local leisure centre Southlead let us have some spaces swimming for free, and then they also gave us some discounted ones, so like we could take some of the girls swimming with the children and things like that. So it's just, I think it's just hard at the moment because everyone's kind of feeling the cost of living, so things like that aren't as forthcoming as maybe 2 years ago. They would have given us free tickets for this and that, and we'd get more donations, whereas now we're not really getting as much kind of free tickets and donations and things, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I'm actually going to ask you a question about that. Sorry if you have to repeat yourself.
No,
do you mind kind of explaining to me how the cost of living, I know you have touched on it and how it's affecting you, but is there anything really pressing that...
Well, I guess everything's gone up, but the money that you get coming in hasn't. That's what it is. That's the basis of it.
So it's like... I think like everything's doubled. Stuff's not even a pound anymore, to be honest. I don't even know how there's still a pound shop, but everything's doubled. So before I would have money left over, whereas now I've got to kind of pick and choose what I can pay. And you know, like before when I was getting support, because I don't even get support anymore, but before when I was getting support and
from Javide's dad.
Yeah, from Javide's dad. Now it's like before I could get things on, on Vera. So now when inflation's gone up, it's like my Veri's going up because I can't actually pay it. Because if I knew that, like, everything was going to go up and my money was going to be down, I wouldn't have, spent it. So now it's like just there.
So like a debt then?
Yeah, so it's like I've never been in debt before. I could always pay it off, but then literally it all happened so quickly, didn't it? It was like going up and everything was just, electric was going more, gas was going more. I still have to pay council tax now. Before I was 17, I didn't have to pay council tax, so that was like another £22 that I had to myself, if you know what I mean.
So I guess it's affecting you in loads of ways, because physically, health-wise, you're struggling to afford the health, like getting fresh things in, aren't you? And if we're not getting the fresh donations,
we got loads of toothpaste, loads of bars of soap. Like, I just literally was like, I'll have some soap and I'll have some toothpaste.
Like, mentally it's going to affect you because you're not able to get out and do the things that you want to do that you could do before.
So like, if I go shopping, before I could just get everything I needed. Now it's like, some things I need more than others. So if it's like nappies and wipes, which I have to get, over tampons and soap, if you get what I mean, I would rather get nappies and wipes, if you like. And because food is like, my fridge is never really full. I can get what I want from here, but I don't just take all of it, because obviously everyone else needs help too. So I just kind of see what I've got, see what they've got, and then see what I can make at the time. But when I go shopping, because I'm always run out of stuff, I have to think like, what do I need more than what I need.
Do you think Christmas is important to you? Do you like celebrating Christmas?
Yeah, I think it's like a family thing. We didn't really grow up on loads of presents and stuff like that. Like, we got presents, but it was like, we was grateful for anything. So it's more about family for us anyway. So that's good.
Probably as well here, like social media, like a lot of the girls have social media, and seeing on social media like that perfect family life of everyone having loads of presents under the tree. I think people feel, particularly like younger girls, can feel the pressure of that and looking and thinking, that person's my age and they've got this, and look at that, and all designer stuff and very like lavish things. I think that can like affect people's mental health quite a bit, especially when you're quite young and vulnerable.
Yeah, it's a bit sad that you can't get like, I think before I was more just like normal with a baby, I didn't really see, like, money wasn't really a big thing, but now it's like literally every penny I spend, I have to count it up and just make sure. Yeah, Christmas is, I think it's harder when you're older, but it's still more about family. And my mum does help quite a lot. I think she put on Facebook, has anyone got a tree? Because I said that it would be nice if Divide could like at least have a tree. And she's like, has anyone got a tree they don't want? And I think she got a free tree for her. She's like, you can have the old Christmas decorations. So at least I've got a tree.
So what does Sunrise do for Christmas, and what is your kind of involvement in Sunrise's Christmas?
I think last year, for Christmas we got a big, like a bag up to here, full of toys, like loads of toys, just random stuff.
Like toiletries?
Yeah, toiletries. I've got some like Barris and Harden something set thing.
You get your £10 voucher as well, don't you?
Yeah, we get a £10 voucher for like quite a lot of shops, quite a few shops, like Boots, quite all them good shops as well.
Do activities and stuff each week, don't you?
Yeah, but I think Gerard was a newborn, so I didn't really go to them because he was just literally a proper baby.
Pantomime? You didn't come to that last year,
no.
did you? Got pantomime tickets and the Christmas lights, the Wallington Lights tickets, I've got them as well.
Yeah, they do stuff like that. I just didn't know because I didn't really do anything like that.
Do you think you're going to partake this Christmas?
Well, yeah, because he can walk now. Yeah, he'll love it.
Yeah.
Now he's like older.
And like when we find out when Santa comes round, we'll like let all the girls know about that and things.
Oh yeah.
Like, we keep up to date with what's going on in the local community and then link the
Yeah.
in well.
There was book day. Was it book day?
Oh,
the
yeah,
Pugsy guy. Yeah, there's someone dressed up as a
Children in need.
Yeah, the children in need. Someone dressed up as the bear person, and read books.
Yeah, we do all stuff.
But what has Sunrise House given you and your little one?
Well, we've got some clothes that Louise found. They don't just come in like, go for a check and then buy. Sometimes they'll come in and be like, oh, try that, play with them for a little bit.
That's our service manager. Getting him very hyped up.
He's a very playful baby. You know, we have this playroom as well. Sometimes I come in here and just let him play and mess up your room instead of mine. So there's loads of toys in here that keep him occupied as well. But we did the fireworks as well. We did these like fireworks. I think he had some of them. So, but I mean, I think anyone could have come, but
Yeah. So like
No.
different kind of theme things. So like when you said about Easter, like we did something for bonfire nights. something
yeah.
for
Oh, we made
Diwali.
them. I made that for July, like to do like arts and crafts and stuff on Thursdays or something.
Yeah,
Things
and we're
like
trying
that.
to do a lot more on like equality and diversity. So in that corner, like that, those books we've bought them with there's loads more that I need to put in with the social work money that we get and stuff. So I think like a lot of the stuff that we managed to do is from being creative of how we're getting the money and using different funds to get different.
Next, we heard from Emma, the assistant manager at Sunrise House, who is also a qualified social worker.
I'm here with Emma. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Can you start by telling us about yourself and what made you start this career?
So I'm a qualified social worker. I completed my assessed and supported year with Framework in their kind of mother and baby supported accommodation. That was 8 years ago now. So I've been with Framework 8 years. I've worked with Framework in a range of different services with young people and families. So at the moment here I'm the assistant manager and the safeguarding lead for the service. So we work with young women who are homeless or at risk of homelessness, who are either pregnant or have their child with them. We have 16 self-contained flats here at the core service, and then for properties that are community dispersed properties, typically for service users with kind of lower needs, or we can house couples there, but here on site we can only house single women. So yeah, that's a bit about me.
Good. What's your main goal here at Sunrise?
The main goal is to move, is to equip the service users with the life skills to move them successfully into the community.
Can you give us an example where you really help someone?
I don't know, I feel like day to day, like we really help people, because it could be something simple like if they are not confident with bathing their newborn baby, we'll help with that. Or sometimes we have safeguarding concerns where we have to kind of refer them on to Nottingham City Social Care, or it might be that we're helping them learn to cook a meal, or budgeting, finances. Obviously with the cost of living, we're doing a lot of support at the moment with kind of maximising income and making sure that they've got enough money to be able to afford to live and stuff. I feel like on a day-to-day basis we do a lot to help. It's hard to pinpoint like exact things, but yeah, as a team, like we do a lot like day to day.
How does your service differ from other accommodation providing companies? That will make Sunrise special.
I think the staff team, like I think we're all here because we're not just here because it's a job. I think we're here because we all have a vested interest in helping this client group. Like we all really enjoy supporting the teenagers and working with the children as well. And I think when people think of Framework, they don't often, like the public don't often tend to think of like teenage mums and children. I think people tend to think of like older single people who are like street homeless and things, and people often don't think about teenage parents and how, you know, they can experience homelessness as well, and like a lot of the issues that other people face.
For those who are like really struggling, are there like any extra services you provide to them?
So as a team, like we have lots of different skills. So some people kind of have more knowledge and experience of like finances and benefits and like other charities that we can refer into to help people. Some staff are like trained in baby massage. Like Louise said to you, she does a clothes swap where she'll get the clothes and they can come and
on a monthly basis, and we'll do that. We'll do lots of things. We can signpost them to all the needs to fulfil the needs for different services. Like if they've got children with disabilities, we can signpost them to baby groups with disabilities and that sort of thing. So it's all person based.
And we do like a weekly art club as well, which really helps the service users for mental health. We have like a lot of links with the local communities as well, like local churches and things like that, who will give donations and help us out with stuff if needed. So
yeah, we have food donations and we're in close contact with food banks. So if the girls are short 1 week because of the cost of living, we can signpost them to the food bank and give them a voucher so they can go and get help there and things.
It's like with support sessions, like we sometimes take them out, go and get a coffee, or if they're like struggling with like attachment and knowing how to play with the children, taking them to like play centres and like modelling that kind of positive parenting and things like that.
On days like Christmas and New Year's Day, like how do you kind of foster involvement of like making them feel happy and at home?
So we're staffed 24/7, so there's always somebody here no matter what. We tend to either do like a cooked Christmas dinner for the people that are here, or a buffet. Christmas this year, we get tickets for the pantomime. So we have somebody that works here that kind of makes links with local events and things like that. So she got us free tickets for the pantomime. We've got for the Playhouse pantomime. We've got tickets for the Woollerton Park Christmas lights. So we're going to take the girls there. We get like quite a lot of donations from local churches, so they do a shoebox appeal where each of the women here will get given like a box that's got like little goodies in and stuff like that. They'll all get a £10 Christmas voucher to spend where they would like. We get like lots of donations of presents from local churches, so we'll get all the donations and then get all gift bags and put it together, so each service user and like each girl and each child will get like a bag of presents.
On the lead up to Christmas, because we do weekly activities, so each week will be a different Christmas activity, so there'll be like bauble making and different bits and bobs for them to put on the trees and celebrate, cookie decorating and all bits like that.
And as well as having a full staff team, we always have a social work student as well. So at the moment we've got a student who's studying for their social work degree. So as part of that we do get paid to take a student, and we use that money to then fund things like getting the girls extra Christmas presents, or last year we used some of the money when we went to the pantomime to buy them like a drink and a snack and things like that. So we try like different ways to get money into the service to then put back so the service users can get that bit more.
How do you guys make sure they're fully equipped for like independent living? So how do you prepare them for going to the outside world?
So when they first move in here, we do a support plan with them. So that identifies like their areas of need. So for example, someone might be struggling a bit with finances. So then a target for them would be that each week, because they have a support plan review once every 2 months, but then each week they have a session, at least an hour with their staff, support staff, where they would go over things of the plan that kind of need working on. So if it is something like finances, that would be would help them with that, do budgeting plans, see if they've got all the benefits they're entitled to, see if we can get any grants or funding for anything that they need, child if they need anything, any parenting help or anything like that, healthy relationship, meaningful use of time, motivation, things like that, and really like what are their goals and what do they want to achieve in life and how can we help them to do that.
So can you just introduce yourself for us?
Hi, my name's Gary Kenny. I'm the head teacher of Brookside Primary School.
And what are you doing to help fundraise for Framework?
We do a lot of things throughout the school. The children are involved in things such as sleep outs. We have a sleep out on the school field, which our children enjoy during the summertime. The children also support the school staff who had a sleep out just in the last week, so it's in November. The children built cardboard board structures for the members of staff, their teachers to sleep in. And the children have been really busy raising awareness for the work of Framework, as well as fundraising and also collecting food items, household items, personal hygiene items as well, which they can donate to Framework so it can put it to good use.
You said they were raising awareness for what Framework does. How do they actually do that?
Well, they do it by it's spoken frequently and very openly in the classroom. The really important work that Framework does. Our children are great ambassadors for the school and the knowledge which they acquire within school. They share that with their parents, and then they also, with something such as the staff sleep out, which we had recently, the children designed posters and adverts and so on. So they put the message out there, and they're really good at talking to their parents and their friends or their parents' friends when it comes to collecting donations, food items, grocery items, and bathroom items. So they're really good at putting the word out there, sharing the message, and then collecting on behalf of Framework and its work. So there's a lot that raises their conscientiousness and their ability to become active citizens and enjoy themselves while they're doing it as well. But very mindful that they're doing it for a purpose. The sleep out, the fundraising, fun runs as well. Those sort of things which are enjoyable but purposeful.
So your aim throughout these fundraisers is also to educate them on what Framework does and what the effects of homelessness can be?
Yes, completely. And we was also invited to a Framework celebration evening during the summer term where the work of our children was celebrated because they've been so busy supporting the work of Framework and getting that message out there. So a group of children represented the school as we picked up an award, and we also had children who spoke on that occasion, and they were able to speak to an audience of invited guests about how important the work of Framework was and what it meant to them as children at Brookside School and how they were engaged with it.
Wow, that is amazing that you've managed to do that.
It was a very proud moment for the school and for those children who were able to stand on stage and speak in front of an audience of 100, 200 or so adults. It's quite a nerve demanding experience for the children, but they did us really proud.
I'm not surprised it would be difficult to speak in front of them, but how did you get so involved that you're able to win these awards?
Well, we're lucky to have a really driven member of staff who's sitting next to me now, Mrs. Evans, who made our first connections. As a school, we've supported various charities over the years, but felt it would be really purposeful to align ourselves with the really important work of a particular charity through Mrs. Evans, who had a connection with Framework. We built that relationship with Framework, and it meant that over a whole number of years the children become associated with being active citizens, fundraising in various different ways, collecting on behalf of Framework, and really getting to understand the message and the important work that Framework does around housing and creating opportunities for people throughout our local community.
And do you believe educating these children now will help them become better people throughout when they grow up and help with these issues in the future?
I definitely think so, because it's creating lasting memories and lasting impressions on these children, and we know that because the children are talking about it to their parents and friends of their parents, and we know that because our parents then talk to us about that, and they're telling us how impressed they are that their children are becoming so socially aware of the issues that exist within our society. Yeah, and also really impressed because on the occasion when we picked up an award on behalf of the school, there were two representatives there, and there were children from our school who had done work on their own behalf outside of school for Framework, and they donated birthday presents and Christmas presents. In fact, they'd asked family members and grandparents that they didn't want presents. They'd like a money donation so that they could give that to Framework. So that was one insight into the impact that learning about Framework within school has had on our children outside of school.
Our priority of Frameworks is shedding light on issues to the younger generation. We spoke to teachers at Brookside Primary to find out how they do this.
Can you tell you what your name is?
Hi, I'm Sarah Evans.
And what are you doing to fundraise for Framework?
We do a variety of things. We're doing all through the year. So we join in with the Framework's Big Sleep Out only just on Friday night, the staff all slept out at school in cardboard shelters that the children helped design and construct. We do a Harvest Festival collection every year, which then goes to the London Road shelter. The children do a sleep out in the summer. We also do a collection for a reverse advent to help Framework supply Christmas gifts and presents for people that use their service. So we do lots of different things throughout the year. We've got a Santa run coming up in which the children will all dress up as Santas and run around school to raise funds as well for Framework.
So how much do you try to get the children involved with all of these fundraising?
I think every aspect we try and get them involved with. We're very aware that we live in a lovely little village in South Nottinghamshire where children don't probably get much exposure to homelessness, and we really see it as part of our job to educate them on the different kinds of homelessness, the different challenges that are faced by people who don't have a place to call home. So it's really important for us that they get involved in every aspect, because every part of the fundraising is an opportunity to get them more aware and raise awareness with them.
And so do you think this helps in terms of education along with entertainment, because these fundraisers also seem quite fun for these kids?
Yeah, I mean, I think getting the children involved, you've definitely got to get the fun angle, and for the staff, you know, we want to enjoy it while we're doing it as well. So I think getting their buy-in through that is great. But our hope is that through doing something fun, we can then use that opportunity to talk about the serious side of it. And, you know, a longer term, our hope is that our children grow up to be social citizens of the future. So they'll take what they've learnt here and it'll empower them to go and do things by themselves long after they've left us, and to see that they have a valuable part out in the world to make a change, to make a difference.
And how do you think the money that you raise for Framework is going to help in the bigger picture?
Well, I think part of Framework's current fundraising kind of drive around building better futures and starting to build homes, it goes to them. We work very closely with the Framework team. They're a fantastic group of people that are just really committed to making a difference in Nottingham. I'm confident that what we do gets out and about to the right people, to the people who are on the ground who really need that support.
And finally, do the children also get a say in how you think of fundraising ideas? Do they come to you with ideas or ways of adapting what you're already doing?
Yeah, I mean, only last week when we were talking about Framework and the staff sleep out, they were coming up with different things that they were thinking we'd like to do that in the future. We've got a really active school parliament here at Brookside, and each class has their own representative for that, and they all meet and they come up with ideas as well. And that's what we want. We want the children to own this. They need to be the drivers, because they're the future who will make the change that perhaps our generation haven't.
So is it a lot of the class representatives that help create all of these ideas and put these fundraisers into action?
The children get involved with us, and we want them. So, for example, when we do the reverse advent, it's them that help box up all the gifts that we've got. They then put them into categories. We get them to load them into the car. The same with the fundraising for the Harvest Festival. Again, we get them to build up packs, and we've done it before with amenity packs, like personal sort of, hygiene products and things like that. And again, we get the children involved in that. We get them to make up the packs. What do you think should go in it? What would somebody who is homeless need to go into a pack like that? And I think having their involvement, it just makes them, they take ownership of it then, and then they're more likely to come and suggest things to us at a later point.
Lastly, 4 willing students from Brookside Primary School told us their experience in fundraising.
So can you tell us who you are?
I'm Jasmine. I'm Maria.
And what do you do for your school to help raise money?
We donate Christmas presents and at Christmas time sometimes, and we do different things, like we did a Christmas Santa run.
We also do sleep outs, and the teachers do sleep outs outside in boxes, but the children, we go in tents outside for a whole night.
Do Do you help make the boxes that they sleep in?
We design them. So we get to draw on them and then they sleep in the designs we've drawn on.
What do you like to draw on them when you make them?
I think I like to draw little doodles. It's fun, just little doodles or little stickmen or stuff.
What are you?
I remember last year we all put in like things like inside, like drawing TVs and stuff. And like drawing things on the TV like, to show that he's watching something.
Oh, that's so cute. What was your favourite fundraiser you've done so far?
I think my favourite was the sleep out because we got to go in our tents and we got to play around and it was acting like we were actually going camping but we weren't. It's just
cake sales are the best, aren't they? Do you help make the cakes?
Yes, we bring like them in and sometimes there's like a theme and there's a winner of the theme.
You've done like you said you've done like Santa runs and stuff. Do you think of those ideas?
Well,
or help contribute?
We can there's school parliament, so we can like tell the school parliament people to like put their ideas to the people.
And I know one of you's has got a framework award. Would you like to tell us about that? Because that's really cool.
Me and my sister, every year we donate half our Christmas money and we're planning to do a cake sale soon at like the park or something to raise more money for Framework.
Do you think fundraising in your school has helped you learn more about homelessness?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Can you tell us who you are?
I'm Sullivan.
And I'm Finley.
And what have you been doing to raise money for Framework?
We've been doing fundraisers like a big sleep out in our school field.
We've also done the Santa run.
Oh, those ones get brought up a lot. Are they your favourites?
Yes.
What do you like doing on them?
But we quite like we sleep in tents and boxes and it's quite fun.
I've heard you get to draw on the boxes. Do you like drawing on them?
Yes, we quite often write on bits of paper and tape them on.
What did you draw?
But we did posters about homeless people last week.
And also we did some messages.
Has that helped you understand more about homelessness, doing this?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Are you planning to raise more money for Framework in the future for your school?
Yeah.
So what's your favourite fundraiser?
The big sleep out.
When we bring in like loads of like toiletries and like shampoo and stuff for the homeless.
And what do you do with those toiletries?
We deliver them to Framework and then they get them to the homeless people.
Do you think all your donations are going to help?
A lot, yeah.
And is there anything more you'd like to do through your school to help?
I would quite like another Santa run. It was funny.
Yes, we should maybe do like maybe more than 2 big sleep outs or more collections.
We as a nation know how important Christmas time is, a time to share with loved ones and be thankful for what we have, and of course, open some prezzies.
Framework gives the biggest present of them all to the people who need it most. We know Christmas time can be the loneliest time of year for some people. Framework helps these individuals to make them feel like they have a family at Christmas time.
And make those cold, dark winter nights a little bit better. We want to thank those at Framework, Sunrise House and Brookside Primary for all the hard work and generosity they give.
Christmas would not be the same without you.
And from us, Merry Christmas everyone!